Okay, having created a sales obj or object, it is time to utilize it, and I'm going to be using it inside the service class. Now we're going to use it inside the services. That's the one I've got here. So in our web service, I'm going to use it. I'll show you how I'm going to use it, and also I'm going to be referencing the sample BI entities that we created previously. You remember the sample BI entities? It represents the connection. It is the entity data model representing the connection to the database. Actually, what I needed was the code, not the design. So I'll simply right click on it and choose view code. So if you right click on the service.asmx, the service.asmx represents the web service you're creating. It contains the structure of the entire web service. So I click on view code. I want to see the code it has. If you notice, it has one default method, which is the web method called hello world. I'm not focusing on that. We're going to change that later. So in here, I'm going to create these entities, and I'm going to create a list. I'm going to create first all I refer to it, an object representing the data model entities that we created previously. So now I've created an object representing the entities I created earlier. The entity actually has its access to the database, in this case the sample BI database created in Microsoft SQL Server. So it has access to it, so we could retrieve data from that. And whatever I do now, I will actually be working on that particular database, and to be precise, that's table, the quarterly sales table. So I now have object representing that connection, and I can utilize the object appropriately. The object name is called my sales data. The next thing I'm going to do is to create a list object. This list object is going to represent the sales obj structure I created. I'm going to do it like this. There you go. So I have sales obj, not Obasanjo. There you have it. My sales. I'm going to call it my sales list. And we're going to have new. There you see. Now I've actually created what I want to do. So the entire thing is there now. I have created a list object. The list object will now have a structure typical of what I have in the database. Why do I say so? Because the list structure is based upon sales object. And sales object, its structure is made up of properties that are based upon what? Upon the fields I have in the quarterly sales table inside Microsoft SQL Server. So I've achieved this aspect. We're going to move to the next section now. Okay, so we're done with the first part there of our web service. We've been able to create the list, the object too that connects to the database. We've created that. Now we're going to modify the method. The default method we have here is hello world, but I want a method that will get all the records inside the table within the database. That's the method I need right now, and the method will be based upon the list that we have above. So the method we're going to have should look something like this. AC, and we say get all sales, something like that. So there you have it. So get all sales data. So this is our method. The job of the method is quite simple. Its job is to retrieve the entire records you have inside the table within the database and display them for us. So let's write the content of the method. What it's going to do is simple. We're going to use this to retrieve that var my sales data. This is quite different from the sales data I used earlier, because this has a capital letter D there. So from what am I going to indicate there? From I'll call it sales data. Sales data dot quarterly sales give me a moment. Select sales data dot to array. Okay, so I think we have our record. So that's all I need. There you have it. At this moment in time, I'm going to pick the records one at a time. I'm going to use for each for that purpose. I'm going to use for each. There you go. For each, I could say okay, var s in my sales data, the bigger one this time. So I'm going to have a brace for that. So there you have it. Now I'm going to pick it one after the other. I'm going to say something like what's the name of the object? Sales object. Okay. Temp sales equal to news sales subject. There you go. And assign values to it. So I've got temp sales dot company ID. It's going to have s dot I'm going to make it int s dot company ID. There you go. So I'm going to repeat that over and over again. Let me make it a bit faster for myself. Okay, temp sales company name dot company name dot the string. Okay. Dot first quarter dot second quarter That third quarter dot fourth quarter dot year, and I'm gonna change the same thing here to dot year. There you go. Dot fourth quarter dot third quarter dot second quarter dot we've got second quarter, we've got third quarter, and now I've got first quarter. Okay, so now I have the list. Well, now I'm going to add it to the object. Everything done, and now I'm going to add it to the object. What's the name of the object? My sales data dot. We're going to add that's the list. My sales list. Add it to the list rather. My sales list. We add it to the list. My sales list dot add. So we add temp sales into it, and there you go. Next thing I'm going to do is return it. Return what? My sales data. That's my sales list rather. There you go. So we're done with the first method. That is the method there. Take a look at it. What I did was I ran a statement that will retrieve the records from our entity. After retrieving it, I had to look through the records and associate them with the relevant properties from the created object temp sales. Afterwards, I took the object created, which is temp sales, and added it to the list that I created previously and returned the list as the value of get all sales data method. That is principally what I did here.